This conference will now be recorded.
So here in this batch, in this training, investment management and project system, we will focus on complete business process of IM and PS. So specifically in this demo, I'll let you know the processes which we are having. So here in this batch, we will focus in all the best practice scenarios of IM and PS, and then we will take industrial real-time business cases, and we'll discuss it. If you are having any specific case, then we'll discuss that one also. Okay, and when we'll discuss the industrial real-time business cases, that time we will focus on the business transaction execution, how we can execute the transaction code in SAP in project system and investment management, and further we'll go to understand the configuration. Okay, so first we'll learn the business process, then we will learn how we can execute the business transaction, and then third we will discuss how we can do the configuration for this. We will provide you customized study material where I will provide you the standard books, okay, and we'll provide you some assignments and mock test in the last. Once you will finish this batch, you will get some mock test before appearing for any certification. Okay, and you will get all the access of recordings through our app. Okay, and apart from that, material also, study materials, you will get it through our app. Okay, so I'm just
This conference will now be recorded.
so in today's session, I'm going to cover the introduction of EPPM, Enterprise Portfolio Project Management. And within EPPM, we are going to focus on SAP project system. Okay. So here in this session, I'll explain the major capabilities which we are having in SAP project system. But before that, we need to understand the concept of EPPM. Okay. So if you see in different places where in job portals, it is written we need one EPPM consultant having good exposure in IM or IM and PS. So basically, EPPM is a concept, Enterprise Portfolio Project Management, which we will discuss in our next slides. Okay, so the agenda is to understand the project types in SAP, and then concept of enterprise portfolio and project management, and then portfolio, program, and projects. And then we'll take one business case, and then we'll understand what is a project, and then how to access SAP PS and IM. So as we are going in the sequence, first we'll understand the concept, then we'll understand how to use the system as an end user, and then third, how we can configure the system as per our business requirement. So here I'll take some specific business cases in my upcoming sessions, and accordingly I'll explain all the required configurations also. So here the first thing is EPPM, Enterprise Portfolio Project Management. So this is basically one concept which is having multiple modules within it. So in SAP, as we know, we are having different modules like investment management, project system, material management, sales and distribution. So for a different scenario, different process, or you can say straightforward for a different department, SAP has given a separate modules. So when we are talking about sales, okay, so sales and distribution has given. When we are talking about material management, like contract management or like inventory management, so for that SAP has given MM. Similarly, to manage your finance transactions, SAP has given FICO. Okay, so here in EPPM side, SAP has given different modules. Okay, so before S4HANA, EPPM, this terminology was being used in other areas like Primavera, but not in SAP. So in SAP, we are having different modules like portfolio project management, okay, like this portfolio project management, project system, commercial project management, SAP enterprise project connection, SAP EPC we used to call it, okay, and this SAP IMPS is integrated with its core modules, okay. So these were all scattered, and by understanding the requirement of implementation in different scenarios, SAP kept it all these modules at one place and started to call it as a EPPM. So whenever we are going for an implementation, We are not calling that this particular scenario we are going to implement in PPM, or this particular scenario in CPM, or this particular scenario in IMPS. Directly we are communicating to the business or to our customer that whatever the solution you required from project perspective, we will implement in EPPM itself. So EPPM is basically one package which is having multiple modules within it. Okay, so after latest version of SAP S4HANA, SAP kept these four major modules in SAP EPPM. First is your this PS project system. Second is portfolio project management. Third is commercial project management, and fourth is SAP EPC, enterprise project connection. I'll let you know how exactly we are using these all four modules in different places. So before understanding how exactly these different modules are being implemented in different scenario of projects, we need to understand the project types in SAP. Okay, so when we are going to understand the project types with reference to your projects, not with reference to your implementation and support and all, it is with reference to your projects. When you are going to implement SAP IMPS or any core project management modules, these are the project types which you need to consider there. Okay, so here in project, or you can say straightforward in PS, we are having different types of projects. So first is internally financed project. Internally financed project means your organization is financing these projects. Like, for example, if you are working in an IT company and your IT company in this organization, within organization, they are looking to implement SAP. So this is their internal project, which they have to finance internally. So whatever the resources they are putting on it, they have to bear it. Okay, so this is an internally financed project. Or you can say, let's say you are the company and you are looking to construct one your head office, and for that you need to finance it. So here internally financed project means your project has to be financed internally by the organization. So another type of project is externally financed project, where customer is there and on demand of your customer you are executing this project. For example, you are the contractor and your customer is looking to construct your to construct his office. So it means for customer it's an internal project, but for you it's an external project because it is financed by customer. Next level, internally financed project again can be further divided into investment project, where you are putting your amount as an investment. So before even starting this project, you are calculating ROI, you are calculating all the factors based on which you will decide to proceed it further. Okay, and second is an overhead project. Sometimes you need to execute some projects as an overhead. For example, you are the road construction company and your customer is asked to construct a road, and along with that construction of a road, they are looking to do the plantation also. Okay, so your project, your major project is to construct the road, but whatever the plantation you are doing inside of your road, that will be additional. Or sometimes by your own choice you are providing education to all the uh, children of the laborers who are working on this project. So that is an additional cost which you are bearing. You are having a direct or indirect benefit. It's depend on a later stage, but it cannot be directly calculated when you are going to start this project. Okay, so that is a overhead cost project. Investment project, when you are saying investment project, so project that initially causes cost. So let's say you are the company and you are going to construct your own office, okay, head office for example. So in that case, initially you need to incur the cost, and it may only generate revenue or provide other benefits after a certain time period. So how you will calculate whether you are getting benefit by constructing your head office or not? Okay, so to calculate that, there are different ways to calculate, like you can calculate through NPV, you can calculate ROI, there are different methods are given. Based on that, you will decide to proceed with this project. Okay, so initially you will not have any customer for this. You need to incur the cost, and the revenue or the benefits will be highlighted, or benefits will be like you will see exact benefits after certain period. It will not be immediately. So here, no customer, no initial revenue, and whatever the amount you are putting for this project, it is going to be become your asset. Okay, so the asset which is in construction, for example, if you are executing any project in 12 months, so whatever bricks you are keeping for your project, that is asset under construction. Means bricks, a small bricks itself is a asset, but until unless you are not getting your final asset, you cannot say it is your asset. Okay, so whatever the things you are keeping to construct your asset, that will become your asset under construction. So in period of that, whatever the amount you are incurring for the project, you need to post it into AUC, asset under construction. You will understand in later stage. Okay, and the next is final capitalization to asset. So once your office is ready, so it will become your asset, and then whatever the cost is incurred, then you can post it into asset. So that will become your project cost or asset cost as of now. For example, acquisition of fixed asset, investment in research and development. These are some of example of investment project. So when you are going to implement in SAP, there are different modules you can use to implement the entire process of investment management. So few of these modules I have mentioned it here. So IM, investment management, project system to manage your all the plans and how you are going to execute, procurement, everything. And CO is controlling. PPM is portfolio project management. CPM is commercial project management. FI will also be there. Okay, so these are some basic modules which you need to use to implement investment project. Next, for the overhead cost project, here no revenue, actual cost transfer to expense account, because it's not from whether this project is going to become your investment or not, right? So when you are providing any education to your labor kids, it is not from that where you are going to get tangible benefits from this act. Okay, so it's a direct cost. Whatever the cost is being posted on your project, it will be transferred into cost center. Okay, it will be transferred into expense account. Here the example is no customer, no initial revenue. Okay, and then capitalization to cost center. And for example, R&D project also. So whenever you are going to start any R&D project, it is not decided whether you will get any direct result through this project or not. So here you can use PES, project system, CO, controlling, PPM, portfolio project management, and commercial project management. So these are some of module from project management side which you can use to implement it. Next is externally financed project. We used to call it as a customer project also, because it's based on demand of your customer. Here project executed as per customer requirement. For example, you are the manufacturing company, you manufacture the transformer, and your customer is looking to manufacture 100 transformers. So based on the requirement, you need to manufacture, you need to assemble it. Okay, so this is a customer project. Here strategy to execute project to achieve organization goal, it has to be decided. Customer and revenue, you will have both. Capitalization to product or project, it's depend. And then example is engineering, construction and operation, that we used to call it as a ECO also. And MTO, make to order projects. Because sales is involved here in the customer project, you are going to sell product or services, so it means SD will be in the picture. PS, CO, PPM and CPM modules will be from project management side. So next, here I'm just coming back to your this slide, okay, which is the first slide. Just a second. Okay, so again I'm coming back here. As we are having different type of modules, different type of projects, we are having internal projects, we are having external project. In internal, again we are having investment project and cost project. So here, as per the business process, we can implement different module. Okay, Here, portfolio project management is focusing more on investment management side. Okay, and CPM, commercial project management, is focusing more from the customer project management side. But it doesn't mean that we cannot use portfolio project management in place of, and we cannot implement PPM for customer project or CPM for investment project. We can implement PPM for both kind of project, but the maximum functionality of PPM is focusing on investment management side. Similarly, the commercial project management also, it is more focusing on the customer project scenarios. But it doesn't mean we cannot use this module for investment management. We can use it, but the maximum functionality of CPM is being used for customer project only. So here these two modules are additional, or you can say add-on, but the core module is IM and PS. PS is tightly integrated with different modules in SAP like SD, MM, PM. This is a controlling module. Okay, so let me go down. So here I have taken one example, project, program, and portfolio. Okay, so here in this example, this is a portfolio and which is having further level of programs. So whenever we are executing a project, okay, we can keep multiple similar type of project at one place, which we are calling as a program. If you see in the IT companies, okay, how they used to work, they are having one portfolio. Let's say they are having one solution department. Within this solution department, the similar type of projects they will keep at one place, like Oracle implementation or SAP implementation, or you can say Oracle project and SAP project. And further in Oracle or SAP side, they can have next level like SAP implementation or Oracle implementation. So SAP implementation or Oracle implementation, this is my individual project, which is going to group at next level, which we are calling as a program. And program is again grouping and it is becoming a portfolio. So here the portfolio will have program and project both. Okay, so in this example, I have taken one example from the construction industry. So here I have taken one example of Godrej Properties. They are having program as a commercial project and residential project, and within this programs they will have individual project. Okay, like project 1, project 2, project 3. So if they are executing this project for their customer, it is a customer project. If they are executing this project for internal purpose, and then they are operating it themselves, by their own team, so it will become an investment project. Similarly, for the residential project, if you see in outside of India, in Singapore, Dubai, the investor, how they are working, they are constructing a building and they are managing, they are operating by their own. Okay, so it's their direct investment and then they are releasing it out. This kind of real estate approaches they are having. Okay, but in India it is different. It is in India, real estate means they will construct, they will sell it, and they will lease it out, and they will lease in. So it is a mixing. So what is project exactly? It is a temporary endeavor undertaken by a company or an organization. And program is a group of projects that are similar or related to one another, and which are often managed and coordinated as a group instead of independently. So the same example, if I'm keeping the similar kind of projects like a residential project and commercial project at one place, it will become a program. And portfolio, it is a collection of projects and programs that are managed as a group to achieve strategic objectives. So the question comes, why we are executing projects? What is the need to execute the project? This is the one part where it is a type of project and then we are going to implement it. But generally, whenever any company, any organization is executing the project, they are having some purpose to execute this project. And what is that purpose and how it is going to arrive? That is also very important to understand here. So here I'm going to explain one business case to understand why we are executing the project. What is the need? So here I've taken example of Godrej Group. It's very renowned name in India, okay, and outside of also. So here the Godrej, this group, they are in the different kind of business. They are in IT, they are in consumer product, and they are in properties also. So here the construction, real estate company or construction company, it is with the name of Godrej Properties. Okay. So here the Godrej Group, you can see it's one portfolio or it's like group of companies. And within this Godrej Infotech or properties or Godrej consumer product, they may have different portfolios here. So here as a group, they are having different registered company, registered organization, Godrej Properties. So when they are forming this organization, they have decided something. Okay, they decided some vision and mission. They are having some purpose to form this organization. So according to that purpose, they have decided, they have written, they kept some specific vision or mission of the organization. And why they are doing it? To become, which is adding the value to the Godrej Group. This is my final portfolio. So what they are saying here, I'm taking the exact business case here. We aspire to be among the nation's top 3 real estate companies. While continuing to the most trusted name in the industry, we shall deliver superior value to all the stakeholders through extraordinary and imaginative space created out of deep customer focus and insight. So this is their statement. So it is not written only for like to just write somewhere to impress. It is having some purpose, it is having some meaning. And to achieve this meaning, to achieve this purpose, they have to do something on ground. Okay, and how they need to do? They have to execute some work. They have to act on the ground. So how they will act? They will act based on the project. And to achieve this vision and mission, they have to have some rules. They have to define some different strategic rules, or like you can say terms based on which they will work in the market. So here we are calling it as a strategic rules. And whatever the strategic rules they are having, accordingly they will execute the project so that they can achieve the vision and mission of the organization. For example, if I'm saying here, we aspire to be among the nation's top 3 real estate company. So tomorrow, this Godrej property will not start to work in manufacturing. It is not fitting as per their vision and mission of the organization. Okay, so that is very important. Everything, whatever act, whatever the project, whatever the work they are doing on the ground, it has to be aligned with vision and mission of the organization. And to align that work, they are having strategic rules. So I have taken one example. Let's say according to this vision and mission, they are having one proposals for investment. Okay, what they are proposing? Because this is very renowned company, they want to have their own office. Okay, so here they want to construct one office. So to construct this office, they will analyze it. They will check the feasibility. So in analysis, they will do whether we should go for it or not, or whether they should go for any rental building, and then they will operate all the main activities from there. And after that, they will check the feasibility, and then they will go for approval and rejection. And once it is done, if it is approved, then they will go for the project execution. So here in the SAP, EPPM as a complete concept, when you are defining your strategic rules, mission, vision, and everything, that comes within PPM. And when you are submitting any proposal for investment, this you can manage it in IM. But yes, if you want to go with the better way, you can manage it in PPM. So IM is a core module, PPM is additional. Okay, so here proposal of investment, how you can create a proposal, how you can analyze it, how you can send it for feasibility, how you can approve or reject. that entire process you can manage it in IAM. Once it is approved, then you can manage it in project system. So in project system, you can initiate the project, you can do the planning, you can execute it, and you can hand over. So once it is handed over, because it's an internal project, so it will become an asset. Okay, so this is the main purpose why we are executing, because every project has to be aligned with the vision and mission of the organization through its strategic rule. Yeah. Here I have taken one example of investment project when it is an investment. But second scenario, if it is a customer project, when any organization is working or executing a project for its customer. So what is the scenario? How it works? Okay, for example, now here Godrej Properties. Okay, before coming to the customer project, if you are having any question here, please let me know so that I'll clarify it. Then I'll come here on this business case. Any question which you want to just understand, because it's just starting. I know you will not have much, but any clarification if you're looking here, please let me know.
Rama, I have one question.
Yeah.
See, let's say, for example, see, my client is in oil and gas industry. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I am digging a well for oil, for crude oil.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow I did not get the crude oil in that well. Okay.
Yeah.
So my project initially started as an investment. But at the end, I ended up having that cost as a overhead. Let's say if I am not getting any crude oil, that is going to be completely overhead kind of thing. So is there a flexibility in a SAP that, okay, when I started a project as an investment project, but at the end, I'm not getting any benefit or whatever I have expected, then is there a possibility to convert that project into overhead?
Yes, it is possible.
Okay.
See, how system is deciding whether it is your asset or overhead. Asset means finally the cost has to be incurred. It has to be transferred into asset, right?
Yes.
So in place of asset, you can transfer into cost center. Expense account directly you can transfer. GL.
Okay. Still that is the possibility. Okay.
Yeah, this is there. Okay.
So yeah.
In some of cases, let's say if you are the company and you are digging the well for your customer. So as I know that customer is paying for it also. You customer is paying, so it is your customer project. It is not investment. It is investment or overhead for your customer, not for you. You are the company, and you are the digging it. You are digging the well. You are just finding out. But for that, already customer is paying you, right? So it is not an investment or customer investment or overhead project. It's a customer project for you. Okay.
Yeah.
So you will understand in this next slide. Customer project.
Okay.
What it means.
Ram, IM is mandatory, right? Before PS, or PS can stand alone. It will be available in the system without IM.
IM and PS, these are the two different modules. Okay, even if you are planning for certification, you will not get more than 2 or 3 questions from IM and for this certification. But if you are going for an implementation, you may face similar kind of requirement. And in market now, no specific IM consultants are available. Okay, so that's why I kept this IM module as a complementary. It will help you to understand the entire picture of project. I can start this batch from PS itself, but sometimes if you are getting any question from the IM side, you may stuck. So that's why I'm keeping this IM here.
This is in HANA, 4 modules are clubbed. So if it is non-HANA, only PS and IM is there, right?
So non-HANA, IM and PS, these are the core modules, and PPM and CPM will be add-on. If it is HANA, S4 HANA latest after 1709, PPM, CPM, PS, IM all are part of core. Licensing is different, but this all modules will be available in your core system.
Okay, in HANA, we cannot separate, right? These four. It is all interdependent and interlinked. So you
correct. It is linked after 1709. Again, I'm mentioning 1709 HANA. S4 HANA 1709. If it is before 1709, the PPM and CPM were add-on.
Okay, this is for installation purpose, right? Installation. This
Yes.
EPP will come in one CD or one software.
Correct. No, it is coming by default. Not EPPM will come in one CD. It is a default whenever we are installing the SAP. When they are activating the component, automatically all the four modules will be there.
Okay.
Okay, even from last year, EPC, Enterprise Project Connection. This is one more module which is helping us to connect Primavera with project system to communicate. This is also included in your core system. Yeah.
This connection for another SAP system. Means,
this is SAP to Primavera. SAP to Primavera or MSP.
No, it is from one company SAP PS to another company SAP PS connection, right?
No, it's not like that. Just a second, I'll let you know here. See,
okay.
Just
Hello.
See this.
I'm Hemant here.
Yeah.
I had a doubt on which particular version we'll be practicing, or you'll be showing us the things.
I'll explain. I'll come to this point.
Okay, sure.
Okay, I'll let you know exactly. Okay, so here what we are having ECC till EHP8, right? We are having ECC till EHP8, and after EHP8 it became S4 HANA. These are the versions here, right? S4 HANA. S4 HANA. Before 1709 version or ECC EHP8, your PPM system, PPM or CPM was add-on. Means your server is separate, okay, and it was adding on that it was being installed top on your S4 HANA system here, and similarly here also. So it was not default, but after 1709 version, S4 HANA 1709, it's by default. So whenever you are installing your SAP S4 HANA system, automatically PPM, CPM, IM, PS, everything will be available. Okay, and after last version, that was 2020, after that EPC is also included, Enterprise Project Connection. What is the purpose of EPC? Okay, understand it here. Let's say if I'm saying 2020, the purpose of EPC is here, you are having project system here, okay, and you are the company, construction company, okay, and you are using project system, and some of contractors are working for you, and they want to report their progress or whatever the structure they are using to you. So you can extend your PS structure by copying the Primavera or MSP structure manually in PS, that is the one way, or you can synchronize it. Synchronize means you just plug in, and whatever the Primavera P6 details you are having here, it will be updated back to PS. Similarly, PS details you can transfer into Primavera. So this will be synchronization, and here the system is helping us, that is a EPC, Enterprise Project Connection, EPC. Clear? So earlier it was also an add-on, now it is part of your core system itself. Okay, we'll go in more detail here. You will understand it. Once I'll go step by step, it will be clear. It is just one overview, initial overview. Clear? Okay. Now going to explain, I'm including one business case from customer project scenario. Okay. So here, one second. So let us understand the customer project here. Okay, how you can understand, as I have explained, the customer project where you as an organization, you are providing your product or services. you are delivering your product or services to your client. That means it is a customer project. Okay, so here understand this is a Godrej property and myvandu.com, myvandu infotech. We are the IT company, and here Godrej property is looking to implement the SAP. Okay, so what is their requirement? They want to implement SAP, and for that they will send one RFQ, request for quotation or request for proposal. So generally in this case the company used to send the RFP or RFQ to multiple companies, organizations to provide the quotations. So we as a IT company, we will consider this request for quotation as an opportunity, and with reference to this opportunity we will do the market analysis so that we can find out the estimation, right? So based on the requirement in what are the modules for which they are requesting, what are the areas where they want to where they want to implement the SAP, based on this requirement we will do the market analysis, and then we will prepare the estimation, right? So in cost estimation will include the different factors like infrastructure cost, what is license cost, what is implementation cost, and based on that we will prepare quotation and we'll submit it to the Godrej properties. So we can submit the multiple quotations when we are participating in any bidding procedures. Generally companies used to ask 3 different quotations to be submitted. So we'll submit the multiple quotations, and if the contract is awarded to us, then we'll get LOI, letter of intent. This is just intent that yes, this contract is going to award it. So now this LOI will become a sales order for us, but for customer it is a purchase order, and with reference to this sales order we will execute the project. So it is on demand. If you see in the manufacturing company, sometimes just we are manufacturing the product without, like just we are doing the market. Let's say if it is a grocery item, okay, it's toothpaste. If you want to manufacture, we will not get individual demand from individual customers. Okay, based on the market demand, we will keep manufacturing, we'll keep producing it. Okay, so that is another scenario. Okay, so here based on the customer requirement, we are creating the project. So whatever the steps we are following here, there are different modules where we are managing these business transactions. Like if we are going as it is, whatever is mentioning here, opportunity we can manage it in CRM module, market analysis we can manage it in PS or in CPM system, cost estimation we can do in the CPM, quotations we can send in the CPM or PS system, letter of intent, it's a manual process where we can manage it in the DMS, document management system. Sales order is a SD part, and with reference to that we can manage entire project and project system. So that is a customer project. Here I have taken some of terminology. What is a RFP, request for proposal? What is the RFQ, request for quotation, which I have included in my previous slide. The major difference between RFQ and RFP, if the customer is clear exactly what they are looking for, they can mention all the details in the document which we are calling it as a RFQ. If they are not clear, then they will include in RFP. RFP, for example, if your customer is looking to construct one nuclear reactor, and for that they are not aware exactly what technology they need to use, so they will say only that I need one nuclear reactor, this is my exactly the efficiency I need, this is exactly my demand, and based on that you use the latest technology and propose it. So based on the latest technology for that which we are capable to deliver it, we will prepare the estimation and we will send it to customer. That is my with reference to RFP. And if they are clear exactly that if they want to construct one house, for example, because it is very much clear that I need 3 rooms, this is my separate kitchen, 2 toilet bathroom, and this is my all configuration which I need to keep in my project. So that can be considered as RFQ, where the customer is completely clear exactly what they are looking for. Others things I will include once I'll go exactly for the process steps to explain. RFI, RFP, all these things. Any question from customer project? Okay, so next is cost project. I have taken one example of cost project here from maintenance. For example, you are the manufacturing company. Okay, your organization is manufacturing some products, and the machines which they are using for maintenance, they have to do the annual maintenance, or like based on the demand, based on the requirement, some breakdowns happen. Okay, some refurbishment is required, or some preventive maintenance is required. So generally companies used to have a annual outage project. So annually they will do the maintenance, and for that they can create a project. For example, if they are changing some grease, if they are changing some mobi oil, so this is my cost, this is my overhead. Okay, so I have taken one example. Let's say this is your manufacturing plant, which is having three different business the production lines, and individual production lines are having machine 1, machine 2, machine 3. General maintenance and plant maintenance, there are different maintenance orders are there, and when you are going to plan in a particular year, you need to prepare a project. So planning, scheduling will be done, and once your maintenance is happened, whatever the cost is incurred, it has to be captured in your maintenance order and will be transferred to your project, and then will be decide whether it is your overhead or asset. So sometimes when you are changing any part of your machine, it will upgrade the value of asset. Okay, so this is a mixed kind of project where your cost is cost, overhead, and investment, both are involved. So we'll take these three different scenarios in our upcoming sessions. I'll start from investment management scenarios, and then we'll go for the sales side also, and then in between of in 1 or 2 sessions I'll finish this maintenance also, because once you understand the complete cycle of PS, it will not take much time to understand maintenance scenario. Okay, so that is typical question. Now what is a project? But before that, if you have any question, please let me know. Okay, so project in SAP, what is a project? It's a typical definition. A project is a temporary, unique, and progressive attempt or endeavor made to produce some kind of tangible or intangible result. So whether you are doing investment project, customer project, or cross project, your main purpose to get tangible or intangible results. It usually includes a series of interrelated tasks. So to complete this project, you need to finish, you need to complete, you need to complete some tasks. Okay, and that are planned for execution over a fixed period of time and within certain requirement and limitations such as cost, quality, performance, and others. So to complete any project you need, it will have a start date and end date. Okay, it will have fixed period. It will not be open-ended. Okay, cost will be involved, quality and performance. So different resources you need to manage to complete this project. Key characteristics: the project will be temporary. Every project is a unique. Progress elaboration, successive iteration of project process results in developing more effective solution to progress and develop projects. So these are some typical definitions. Why I have included here, because sometimes if anything is asked in see, we understand what is a project, but somebody, if somebody is asking in interview, quickly to give the answer, it is difficult. Okay, so we need to memorize some of definitions, initial definitions only, not more than 10, like what is a project, okay, what is WBS element, what is a network, what is the activity, what is a milestone. So if you can remember it in 2 or 3 lines, you can elaborate it in more in your interviews. So more characteristics: it is a purposeful, the project always purposefully, it has a rational and measurable purchase, logical as it has a certain life cycle. It will be structured as it has interdependency between its task and activities. Conflict as it is trying to solve a problem that creates some kind of conflicts, limited by available resources. Risk as it involves an element of risk. So these are some characteristics here. And finally, Example, developing a new product or services, constructing a building or for facilities, renovating the kitchen. These all are the example of projects. Now coming to system side, how we can access the SAP to execute the transaction. So in SAP, we are having three different ways. One is a GUI, user graphical user interface. Second is a NetWeaver, and third is a Fury app. Graphical user interface, it will have the transactions. So whenever you are going to execute any transaction, it will have the transaction code. Okay, so you need to use the transaction code to execute any transaction. Here in NetWeaver, you will have link. You just need to click on link. It will take you to the transaction, and you need to enter the data, and you can execute it. And Fury app, you will have a specific app to execute, to perform that transactions. Okay, so SAP has given a separate transactions for different transactions. Okay, different apps for the different transactions. So you just need to click on it, and it will take you to the separate screen to enter the data. Okay, so how it is interrelated? When we are going to understand as a new person, GUI, it's very important to understand here, because it will have the maximum field. It will have the core understanding of the system. So I'll always recommend to understand the transaction side. Okay, first you understand, for example, if I'm creating it as project in SAP, the simple transaction is CJ20N. So if you understand the complete functionality of CJ20N, it will not be difficult to understand the NetWeaver or Fury app project builder CJ20N. Here the transaction name is project builder. So you can directly open the same transaction in NetWeaver or in the Fury app. But here the fields will be limited. It will not as we are having in the GUI. Okay, it will be available here only the specific areas, not everything. So tomorrow what will happen? Let's say if you are not understanding the GUI, you directly practicing here in NetWeaver on the Fury app, and tomorrow is business is asking to add something, and if you are not aware it is already available or not, it is very difficult to add that functionality here in your transaction. So it is always recommended practice with transaction code, and I will have some specific sessions to explain the Fury app or NetWeaver how you can access the transactions. It will not take much time. If you are comfortable with the GUI, with the transaction code, it will not take much time, even not more than 2 to 3 days to navigate, to understand all the navigations here in NetWeaver on the Fury app. We will provide you both the system. We are having EHP8, which is our EHP8, ECC-EHP8, which is having the complete master data and everything. And we are having S4HANA also. Okay. So it is depend in S4HANA, master data will not be available if you are performing any transaction. In that case, you need to create all the master data. Okay. In EHP8, we are having complete master data. So as I have explained, this batch will be focused on certification, including your real-time business process scenarios. Okay, so here I will go through of almost all the topics which we need to certify, which we need to include in the certification. Okay, so that is my main purpose here. Okay, and I think you have already gone with this course contents. Okay, course contains whatever is mentioned here on the website, including
Sorry
that
to
I am.
Are you sharing the screen?
No, I'm not sharing anything.
Okay.
So here I kept in IM is not mentioned on that website, but yes, IM will also be part of this this batch, this training. So if you have any question, please let me know. I'll clarify it. Any question?
Quick question: are we going to create our networks and everything, including our?
Your voice is very low. Can you come again, please?
So are we going to create a networks also in the upcoming sessions, like networks?
Yeah. Network activities. That's why I'm saying all the course contents will be as per the certification, SAP PS certification.
also we are there, like once we create hierarchy and then we create items and all those will be there.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, everything. We will understand the entire master data, processes, and everything.
Okay, cool.
Hello, Rama. I guess I had a question, the same question as of previous. The S4HANA system which we'll be using, which version is it?
And this is the latest version, 2020.
Okay, that's great. And even we'll be having the access for the Fury part, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
So,
saying. See, actually, I'm having two systems. Okay, in this
okay,
S4 HANA system 2020, there is some like master data will not be available in that much.
okay, we'll have to
Okay, so
create and yeah,
yes, yes. Sometimes for the new people who are new to SAP, it's difficult to create a work center, cost center, everything. It is difficult. So main
okay,
purpose, our main focus to understand the business process and the configuration. There is no difference in configuration. No difference.
huh,
In
that's true. Yeah,
ECC, EHP8, and in S4 HANA, there is no difference from the PS and IM perspective.
okay,
Only stream. It's as per like if you are using GUI different version, your version will be different. Apart from
yeah,
that, SAP S4 HANA this apps. So what you
okay,
can do, you can practice from the same system, and later stage you can check the Fury app.
okay, sure,
Well, in PS we don't have much app. It's very limited.
okay,
Okay, all app which you may require in your organization, it has to be enhanced.
sure, sure. Yeah.
Any other question, please?
And the recordings, until when will it be available? In the sense, during the course time, or
1
will
year,
it be available
one
for
year,
us
one,
throughout
one
1
year,
year?
1 year, 1 year, 1 year.
Okay, that's great. Sure. Thank
And
you.
sometimes I'm sharing my previously completed batch recording also, because
Okay.
see, it is. Let me stop this recording now.